traditional food of Djibouti. Djibouti sits on the northeastern coast of Africa on the Gulf of Aden at the bottom of the Red Sea. It has been a key port for trade for thousands of years, and the traditional food in Djibouti has been heavily influenced by many different countries. Djibouti's cuisine is heavily influenced by its neighbors, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Yemen, as well as its former occupier France, and by India to some extent. Being a hotspot on the old spice road that made its way to Timbuktu, the country has a range of dishes that are as unique as their origin. Here are some of Djibouti's traditional foods. Skewdakaris, or Djiboutian lamb stew. Skewdakaris is indisputably the national dish of Djibouti. Commonly prepared during the Islamic holiday of Eid al-Adha, it is made of rice, lamb and Ayurvedic spices such as cardamom. It can also go well with chicken, beef or fish. Again, it can also be served on top of Laksa Ox, though accompanying platters of brightly dyed rice are also common, served alongside grilled chicken and a buttery sauce called nidar kipe. Skewdakaris is an incredibly popular dish in Djibouti, and you'll find it everywhere you go, but especially in the capital Djibouti city. Sambasa, also known as samosa, is probably a dish you have heard of, as it's available pretty much everywhere in the world these days. In Djibouti, sambasa is usually made with onions, vegetables and meat all rolled up in delicious pastries and deep-fried. They are the perfect snack while you're traveling around Djibouti and are pretty much available anywhere. You can also have them as an appetizer before your main meal and are often served with a veggie tomato or spicy pepper sauce. Sabayad. Sabayad is another kind of flatbread. It looks a lot like a chapati or mzman that you'll find in India and Morocco. It is made with a mixture of salt, water, and flour, which is then made into a dough, rolled out, cut into squares, and fried like a chapati. It can be served for breakfast like pancakes along with bananas and honey, or with a stew at lunch or dinner, and even with a salad. There is another version of sabayad known as Fritter. The sabayad is filled with meat or chicken along with onions and served, kinda like a quesadilla without the cheese. Mukbasa. Mukbasa is a folded bread that is then cut up and mixed with dates or banana with honey and then served with nuts as a kind of puree. You might think that mukbasa might be served as a dessert or an accompaniment to coffee, but it's actually made as a side for a fish dish cooked on charcoal. The taste combinations might seem a little strange to Western palates, but it's worth trying out before you decide not to. Laksa Ox. Laksa Ox is the staple food of Djibouti, and it's pretty much served with every meal in Djibouti. If you have ever eaten Eritrean or Ethiopian food, you should think of Laksa Ox as Djibouti's injera. You'll actually find Laksa Ox in Ethiopia and Somalia too. Laksa Ox can be eaten at any time of the day, as a kind of toast with honey or butter for breakfast, or to dip into the main meal at lunch or dinner such as a stew or lentils. Laksa Ox is made using teff flour, just like injera, along with some sweetened water, and then it's cooked until it goes gold on the surface. It's actually very nutritious and has a delicious sponge-like texture to it. Herrera. Herrera is a delicious thick soup that is eaten traditionally at night at the end of a fasting day. It's made using lentils, tomatoes, flour, chickpeas, tomato paste, meat, chicken, lamb, or goat, onions, celery, and some spices like cumin and saffron. Then some pasta is added to stew too and is usually topped off with a squeeze of lemon. You'll usually be served this along with some traditional Laksa Ox flatbread. The soup is absolutely delicious and it's extremely filling, so don't order any mains before you have finished the soup, as chances are you might be a little too full to handle a goat stew afterward. Fifa. The people from Djibouti were originally pastoral and nomadic, a lot like their Somalian cousins. Their palates prefer the taste of meat such as goat, lamb, or camel rather than fish or seafood, despite having a rich coastline. One of the traditional foods of Djibouti that everyone has to try is Fifa. Fifa is a stew made with vegetables, chilies, and meat. Usually, you'll find the meat used is goat, but it could also be lamb or camel. It's stewed for quite a while to ensure the meat is tender and served as a kind of broth. It's a little salty and spicy but incredibly delicious. Fifa is traditionally served with kanjiro, which is a spongy bread similar to injera you find in Ethiopia, which is lovely to soak up the delicious sauce with. Zowo. Other sweet treats. Zowo literally means sweet in Djiboutian and is usually cooked up during weddings or Eid. You can also find other delicious sweet treats like mandazi, which is a fried sweet dough you find all over Africa, or a buskut, which is a kind of Somali biscuit. Kok is one of the most delicious sweet treats you can find in Djibouti and is made from dough stuffed with dates and baked in milk with vanilla, nigella seeds, nutmeg, and dusted with sugar and or sesame seeds. Kambaber. Unlike the habitual Laksa Ox, Kambaber is made for celebrations or sumptuous receptions. Enjoy then this elaborated version of kanharu, made of onion, garlic, corn or teff flour and enhanced with nigella or anise seeds. The mix is perfumed with curcuma, which gives it its royal golden color, then cooked and served with a fatty butter called sabag and sweet sour yogurt. Banana fritter. Djibouti style. If there is one dessert you have to try while in Djibouti, it's their banana fritters. These sweet treats are cooked with immense care, being a traditional dessert, and you'll find them in Djibouti city cooked with cinnamon, milk, and eggs. The original Djiboutian banana fritters are a little different and feature just bananas, flour, and nutmeg then dusted with honey or sugar. Trying them both is a must and you'll find out which one you prefer pretty quickly. Djibouti's, formerly French Somaliland, cuisine has through the centuries taken in bits and pieces of many cultures that came by way of merchants and foreign invasions that at different times held the land in their grip. Today the culinary art of the country incorporates various elements brought in by these peoples as well as those borrowed from neighboring countries. These entered Djiboutian cooking and made it what is in our times. Today there are many cooks in Djibouti who are passionate about their traditional fare. In hotels and other places where tourists stay, the chefs using only traditional basic ingredients create delicious variations of the original dishes. They are proud of their handiwork and one can notice this in the taste of their creations. With these few delicious foods, you will love the country. Visit Djibouti to discover these magnificent dishes. Thank you for watching.